Hello, grade 12 students, and welcome to a new Technical English 3 lesson. Our lesson today is Unit 9, Lesson 3, Part 1, Sites Part 1, Coursebook pages 72 and 73. Kindly bring your books and let's start our lesson. Let's start our lesson with the objectives of today's lesson. After studying this lesson, you will be able to identify two buildings on a site plan from photos. Match buildings on a site plan with descriptions of their shapes. Locate specific information after listening to a talk to complete a matching task. Starter. Write the names of the shapes. All you have to do in this exercise is to try to remember the shapes in which we studied last lesson, in the previous lesson, and try to write the names under each picture. You have 3 minutes to do the activity, and when you finish, please play the video again to check your answer, and you can start now. Welcome back, my dear students. Now let's have a look at your answers. The first shape. What is the first shape? Excellent, curved. What about the second one? Can you say your answer aloud? Good. Rectangular. Let's move to picture number 3. Oval. What about picture number 4? Elliptical. Good. Let's move to the second row here. What is this shape? What do we call this? Straight. Excellent. And what about this one? What do we call this shape? Great. Zigzag. What about this? Tapered. Excellent. And this one, the last one, is circular. Great, my dear students. Now let's have a look at some vocabulary before we start our lesson. Donut. It's shaped. Elevation. It is the front or side of a building as shown on a drawing. Plan. A drawing of a building, town, area, etc. that only shows its shape from above, its size, and the position of important details. Now please open your books, page 72, exercise 1, start here. Working pairs. Study the two photographs here, photograph number 1 and photograph number 2, and the site plan here, the site plan below, and identify the two buildings on the site plan. Building 1 is it A or B or G. Building 2 is it C, F, or H. Okay? Take your time, look carefully at the two pictures, and try to find them on the site map. You have 2 minutes to do the activity, and when you finish, please play the video again to check your answers. Welcome back, my dear students. Now let's check your answers. Building 1, the first picture, is it A, B, or C? What do you think? Is it on the map here? Is it A or B or C? Great. Building 1, it's G. A, B, or G? It's G. It's this one. What about building number 2? Is it C, F, or H? Is it C, this one, F, this one, or H, that one? What do you think? Great, it's H. Well done. Now let's move to exercise number 2. Find these buildings on the site plan and match them with the letters A to H. For example, a rectangular building close to a roughly rectangular lake. It's A. Now all you have to do is to read the rest of the sentences and try to write the names or the letters of the buildings. You have 5 minutes to do the activity, and when you finish, please play the video again to check your answers. Welcome back, my dear students. Now let's have a look and discuss your answers. Number 2. An oval building pointed at both ends. What is that building? It's building D. A slightly curved building which looks like a set of teeth. It's building F. A rectangular swimming pool enclosed in an oval or elliptical building. Picture B. 5. A structure semicircular at one end and straight at the other end. What is it? Great, it's building E. 6. A long curved building next to a small curved lake which is tipped at one end. Building G. 7. A very long, narrow, rectangular building on the opposite side of the small lake from the long curved building. H. Great. A donut-shaped or ring-shaped building. It's building C. Great job, my dear students. Now let's move to exercise 3. Listen and write the letters A to H from the site plan next to the names of these buildings. All you have to do is to write the letters A to H next to the names of the building. Are you ready to listen? Let's listen.
Unit 9, Recording 32.
And our design for the new Institute of Maritime Studies has recently been shortlisted as Best Site in the Learning category at the World Architecture Festival. So, could you all please look at the plan of the site of the new campus? You can see that the complete site is enclosed by water on 3 sides and the main highway on the 4th side. 2 canals on the east and west sides flow into the large lake on the south side of the site. In other words, there is plenty of water around, which is appropriate for maritime studies. Right, so I'm now going to point out some of the main buildings of the site. Let's begin with the building in the furthest northeast corner of the site. It's the long, curved building adjacent to a curved and tapering stretch of water. Do you see it? It's right next to the small curved area of water. That's the new administration building. Okay, so I'd like to move on to another building, the hostels where the students will have their accommodation. The student hostels are in the long, narrow, rectangular building on the opposite side of the curved lake from the admin building. Right. So the next building that I would like to mention is the academic block, which contains the main lecture theaters and classrooms. This is the curved building which looks like a set of teeth. This building is on the opposite side of the road from the student hostels. Just northwest of the academic block, you can see a rectangular blue pool of water enclosed in an oval or elliptical building. This is the swimming pool. Just west of that, there are 2 buildings. One is a donut-shaped or ring-shaped building. This is the research center. Immediately adjacent to the research center, to the south of it, is a rectangular building. This is the workshop. On the opposite side of the sports field, the oval building, pointed at both ends, is the services building. And right next to the lake is a structure which is semicircular at one end and straight on the other end. This is the campus ship. It's a ship where the maritime students can practice their seafaring skills.
Now let's check your answers. The administration building, which letter? Good, G. Number 2, research center. C. Services building. D. Academic block. F. Student hostels. H. Campus ship. E. Workshop. A. Swimming pool. It's B. Great. Now let's move to exercise number 4. Page 73. Vocabulary. In this exercise, all you have to do is to try to match these sketches with the photos in exercise number 1. Do you remember the 2 photos in exercise number 1? Picture number 1, picture number 2. All you have to do is to look at the sketches A and B and to try to match them with the photos in exercise number 1. For example, picture number 1. Which sketch matches it? Is it A, this one, or B, this one? You have 2 minutes to decide. When you finish, please play the video again to check your answer. You can start now. Welcome back, my dear students. Now let's check your answer. And let's have a look at the first photo. The first photo. Which sketch did you choose? A or B? Look at the building here and look at the 2 sketches. Which one matches the photo? Great. B. And picture number 2, or the second photo, will be A. Excellent. Excellent, my dear students. This is the end of our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Till we meet again in a new lesson, goodbye.